I'll be showing you how to play Home for Fall by Real Friends. I'll go through the lead guitar first. The song starts with rhythm guitar, and the lead guitar comes in with this little riff. So that's 5 on the D, 7 on the G, 7 on the B, 5 on the E. You can just hold this form down for now and just pick through them. And then you let go of the 5, so it's open D, 7 on the G, 6 on the G, 5 on the B, and then hammer down on 7 on the B. And then repeat. But this time it's 7 on the G, slide up to 9, and then down to 6, and then bending. Yeah. Now that brings us to the first verse. The chords that are used in the song are pretty repetitive, and the key is to keep your 2 fingers down on 7 on the D, 7 on the G, or you can do it with 1 finger. So the first verse goes like this. So that's the chord at 5, hold these 2 fingers down, and then open, and then 4. And this part goes like, so that's 7 on the A, 7 on the D, 6 on the G, slide up to 9 on the A, 9 on the D, 7 on the G. And then there's this quick palm mute thing. Slowly it's like, and then repeat. This brings us to the chorus. It goes like, so that's 7 on the D, 7 on the G, 7 on the B, and then let go to the 5 on the B. And now it's same for these 2 strings, and then 8 on the B, and then go down to 7 on the B. And then the last one is this form again. Now that brings us to this little lick where it goes like, so that's slide up to 7 on the B, go down to 5, 7 again, and then 5 on the E, 7, 5, 7 on the G, 7 on the E, 7 on the B, up to 8 on the B, 7 on the B again, and then bending, and then repeat. Now that brings us to this little interlude. After the chorus, it goes like. So that's, you keep those 2 fingers down on the 7 and 7 on the D and G, and then the 4, the chord on the 4, and then 5, and then this again, and then this again. Now it's that's open D, like 3 times, and then the octave at the 5 and 7, and then back to the open D, and then the octave at 12 and 14. So the first time it's 3 opens, and then 2 opens. And then that brings us to this little clean lick where it goes. And then that repeats. So that goes open D to 11 on the G, and then 9 on the G. And then open, and then 7 on the B, hammer down to 8. So that's 7 on the G, hammer down 9. And then repeat. But this time there's no hammer down to the 8. It's just start on the 8 to 7 on the B. So the first time it goes, second time it goes, and then you let that ring out the 9 on the G string, and then this is the second verse, rhythm guitar, and then the lead comes in with it's really fast. You should practice it slowly and then get it up to speed. It starts on the 7 on the G, down to 6, down to 4. And then it goes to the 7 on the D, and then 4 on the D. And then the next part is 7 on the G, 6 on the G, 7 on the D. And then slide down to 4, and then open. And then the last part is 7 on the D, 7 on the G, 6 on the G, back to 7 on the D, 7 on the G, and then slide up to 9. Alright, that brings us to the chorus. This is the same as the other chorus. You let that ring out the last note. And then it's some rhythm guitar patterns, and the lead can come in with so that's keep those 2 fingers down on the 7 on D and G, and then the first chord is just 7 all the way across these 4 strings, and then 4, and then 5. And then that brings us to the ending, where it just goes. So that's 7 on the A, 7 on the D, 6 on the G, and then slide down 2 frets. Alright, now for the rhythm guitar, the intro goes like this. It's the chord on the 5, open 4. part is like this. So that's open, 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 and then 11 on the G, and then slide up to 12. And then the chord at 7, 7, 7, and 9 on the G. Verse is the same as the lead guitar. This time you can just do the chords, and you gotta remember that quick palm mute thing. To the chorus, we're just chords. The first chord is open, and then 2, 5, and then the next part is open, and then the octave at 9 and 11, and then bend. The chord at 9 and then 5. Yeah, and then the next part is the same as the other guitar. Except this time you can just do the chords for 7 and 9. This time, the last octave is at 9 and 11 instead of 12 and 14. And then the clean little... And then the second verse, the rhythm guitar comes in with a scratch, and then 5. Remember to keep these 2 frets down. And then it's just a single note, 7 on the D. Down to a chord at 2, 5. And then the palm mute part, the chord at 5 to open to 4. Oh, sorry, to 7. So the first time through, gotta do this palm mute on the 7. That brings us to the chorus. This part goes, you hold down these 2 frets again, and then it's open, open, 4, 5, and now you start this very repetitive part where it goes 7, 7, 7, 7, 4, 5, and it ends on the 5. And then the ending. This time you can just do the chords, 7 and 5. Yep. Hopefully that helps you out.